Grab the whistle and the clipboard, everybody. Jacksonville's retirement coach is here. I'm Doug Turnbull, but he is Adam Wolf, and welcome to Jacksonville's Retirement Coach, the podcast that Adam Wolf, the president, CPA, and CFP of Wolf Retirement Navigation hosts. And you can get in touch with Adam and the team at wolfretirement.com and dial them up as well, 904-944-5828. And Adam, you're in the middle of tax season. I know that's a big time right now. Today, we're actually going to talk about contingency plans a little bit in the moment here, but you have a reminder to people, whether they're clients or not, about things they need to be thinking of that are tax adjacent.
Yeah, it's that time of year, it's such a big deal because it's the number one expense most retirees face. Now, while we're working, our federal tax bill is huge. Luckily, we're in Florida, so there's no Florida income tax for individuals. True. And, but this time of year, it's pulling together all the information, getting it in here to the office. Give Andrea a call. You can either drop it off. She'll send you a portal to be able to drop it in the portal as well, safe and secure. Or you can, fax it or scan it to us so we can have Martha and the team, start preparing those returns and get them turned around by April 15th.
I bet that backlog gets big time there toward the end of March and early April where people are just remembering it. I try not to wait till the very end, but it's inevitable. It's inevitable that I'm probably going to take advantage of all my free time and then wait till, oh, my God. So you don't want to sleep on that. And then, too, and I love that people in your field remind us of this, Adam, the difference between tax preparation, which is what you're talking about, and then tax planning.
Yeah, well, the people in my field, it's – we're full service retirement planners.
Yes.
We're helping people not only with their investment risk, their tax risk, the risk of running out of money, healthcare, long-term care risk, estate planning risk. So we cover the whole gamut with a lot of folks and being able to help them. And a lot of professionals don't have that experience to help with the tax stuff. So taxes are important. It's a compliance thing that we have to do every year. But anything we could do proactively to save money in the future, that's what we help our clients with every day here at Wolf Retirement.
Well, and it's a full-service shop, and that's why we're going to launch into the topic we are today. So, yeah, definitely be thinking about your tax burden, so to speak, year-round, and make sure if you're doing your tax prep with the Wolf Retirement team that you're getting the stuff in plenty of time because, hey, the sooner they get it turned in, more than likely the sooner that refund, if you have a refund coming, is going to come back.
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, generally, if you wait till the end, you're going to have to wait longer. We talked about in our last two episodes, just three areas where people leave money on the table. And we also talked about the importance of a real-life advisor versus a robo-advisor. So check those past shows out on Apple and Spotify and under the media tab at wolfretirement.com. Today, we're going to get into my lane just for a little while and then take it right back into yours and everybody else's, Adam. The Daytona 500 was held just like an hour or so south of you, right? Daytona's roughly hour and a half south of Jacksonville, and William Byron won that race for the second year in a row. And I had a chance I live in Atlanta as part of an Atlanta media thing to get to spend some time with William, and I had to ask him, now, okay, you've won this before, all right, and now you've won it again. Then they take you on this big media tour afterwards. Do you actually pack for that? Do you bring 2 or 3 sets of clothes for having to spend the night or spend some time up in New York? And you might be surprised by the answer.
I didn't have any sort of preparations for winning the race. I mean, I just had all my weekend stuff packed, but it was nice because we got a chance to go back home for a couple hours on Monday, literally 3 hours.
Okay. William Byron wins the Great American Race. He parties most of the night, gets 30 minutes of sleep, goes to the Champions Breakfast Monday morning, February 17th. Then they whisk him home for a couple hours to grab some clothes. And then he goes on the media tour. Adam, were you surprised that with all the preparation that these drivers and race teams do leading up to the racetrack that he wouldn't have had an extra set of drawers and pants in his gym bag there?
Yeah, you would think, right? I don't want to be talking about other people's drawers and gym bags, but, you'd think they'd be –
Fair enough.
You think he'd be prepared, but, hey – those are small details. I'd rather much have won the race than worried about where I'm going to get that next set of clothes because it's such a big race and such a great, huge accomplishment for him and his team. It takes a team to do it.
Oh yeah.
And so that's awesome. That's a real cool story there.
Well, and he is someone that's become very accomplished in the series at a young age, and is someone that you could make a parallel with retirement here, right? And with financial planning, someone that took a lot of very intentional steps along the way to lead up to a great opportunity. Who was like 20 years old, I think, when he was a rookie in the Cup Series, and then it took him a couple years to really come into his own after that. Now, it may work well that a driver, maybe they don't want to be superstitious. That's kind of what I get. You don't want to pack and just assume you're going on a media tour. You're one out of 41 drivers in that race. But it is inevitable that people are going to have unexpected things happen with their retirement plans. So how do you help them plan emergency plans, contingency plans, long-term plans there? Because you see this stuff, Adam, over and over again, whereas these people are usually dealing with it for just that once in their life.
Yes. Winging it in retirement or preparing for retirement in retirement is not smart. Okay. Winging it is going to get you nowhere very fast. So, having a plan, a written plan, extremely important. Number one, starting with a budget. What are your expenses? Not just your living expenses, your fixed expenses to get, to live, your home, your, insurance, food, that type of thing. But also the fun expenses, the expenses that, in retirement that you foresee doing, travel, charitable giving, just different things that might take more money to then that you wouldn't be necessarily spending at those levels while you're working. Number one, having that budget, but the budget drives that. Number two is paying off or paying down significantly your debt. The most successful retirees I work with are ones that while they were working, while they were earning an income many years prior to retirement or at retirement had paid off the debt, or at retirement came up with a plan to pay off the mortgage, the next couple of years after retirement, but to get that debt level down, whether it's credit card debt or student loans that you might have had with your kids as co-signers, in addition to that mortgages. So getting that debt load down as well. And then number three, putting a plan together. So you may say, hey, I might have to, I want to go out at 65. That's my plan. I come in and talk with Adam and his team. It might be 63. It might be 62 that I can go out if I do it the right way. And having that second set of eyes to say, I've gathered all these assets. I have these incomes coming in from different places. I have the tax costs it's going to cost me, have my budget. Wow, I can now walk away if I choose to, not that you have to, that you choose to, from an employer, from a part-time job or a full-time job, your own business, to be able to come up with a plan to exit that then rely on your assets that you've saved, rely on your income that you have to live in retirement. And so that's a wonderful, wonderful news that I get to give folks when they come in and they thought they had to work longer and they actually don't.
That's incredible. I'm sure people, especially right now, just with so much volatility in the economy, think, you know what, with all this going on, whether it's tariffs or overseas strife, whatever, I'm just going to go ahead and tack on 2 extra years because I don't know. Is this money going to be here? And I've got to think that's a very good feeling to tell them otherwise. What are some other things that people maybe get wrong? And then you do your tailored method of doing a plan for them, and then they realize they need something or they already had something. Like what are some other ways that people commonly get wrong besides that retirement target age?
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of times the too much risk in their portfolio. Okay. Whether they've had the majority of their money in the stock market, and that's worked well for the last multiple years. This last month plus it hasn't, but for the last multiple years it has. Having too much tied to the stock market and or not knowing what your worst case scenario could be in retirement with the assets that you have, that's one of the big risks that I see and one of the potential errors that I see in a lot of people and how they plan.
Gosh, yeah, too much risk. And that's something I've always been very risk averse when it comes to this stuff. Maybe to the opposite. So people need to find what the right blend is for them. They need to know what their contingency plans are going to be, asking those questions about what their expenses are, how much debt do I have to pay down, and then what's my plan going to be. And then of course, they need to, it's tailored to them. So how do you start that conversation with them? What do you suggest they do? If they want to talk to you, they've heard this, what, no one's asked me those questions before. My advisor just took my money and let me choose on a menu what I wanted. But you actually have a conversation. So what's that conversation like and how can they start it?
Yeah, it's coming in and saying, you know what, this is what I want my retirement to look like. Can I do it with what I currently have? And if I can, and I can do it earlier rather than later, that's awesome. But if I can't, what do I have to cut back? What do I have to continue? Do I have to work? Do I have to cut back? Do I have to save more? What's the situation? Starting that conversation is that first step to then make decisions that are going to get you closer and closer to retirement and to not have to work to pay these bills.
And where do they go if they want to start that and talk to you, Adam Wolf, who's been in this business for over 25 years? They're hearing something from Jacksonville's retirement coach here. What would you suggest they do?
Yeah, wolfretirement.com. That'll take you where you need to go. We'll get you in contact with us. So wolfretirement.com. You can Google us. You can Google me and find the links to get everywhere you need to go, and then contact us that way.
Yeah, for sure. And Adam and the team, they'll let you know if in that first conversation, which you all do, complimentary talk with everybody, what you need to bring with you. And by the way, it doesn't need to be the same contents that were in or not in William Byron's gym bag after the Daytona 500, okay? So whatever forms or account statements or whatever it is, the team from Wolf Retirement will let you know. Again, wolfretirement.com, or you can call 904-944-5828. I'm looking at all those numbers, and I just want to spout out driver numbers. I won't do that to you here. That number again, 904-944-5828. For the free portfolio analysis today. Well, Adam, thank you so much for enlightening us on this and how you build that complimentary retirement smart plan with people. And I look forward to learning more from you.
Doug, appreciate your time. Thank you so much.
Digging it. And hey, I know this is generally an audio medium here, right? We do put some clips out on your social media now. We're starting to toe into that a little bit. So be sure to follow Wolf Retirement Navigation on Facebook and Instagram. And if you do, you'll see Adam sitting there with that amazing blazer on, but also that cool guitar in the background there. Can I ask again? I may have asked a long time ago, who signed that guitar?
Oh, that's that's Robbie Medlock and Johnny Van Zant with Lynyrd Skynyrd. So yeah, they awesome. They're still rocking in their 70s. It's a testament to their fan base and the greatest music that was made, in my opinion. So just wonderful human beings and just a great show, great information, and they're local guys here in Northeast Florida.
That's what people forget. These guys are not from Alabama, all right? They are from Jacksonville.
Oh,
okay?
no, they're not.
Yes. If you listen, that talk to you, and people dial up 904-944-5828 is free as a bird now, okay? It's a complimentary talk with you. If you want that retirement to be the bird that never changes, be sure to do that. So he is Adam Wolf. He is tired of my corny jokes. He is Adam Wolf, too, who is, of course, the president, CPA, and CFP of Wolf Retirement Navigation. I'm Doug Turnbull. We're thankful to all of you for listening and to our producer, Daniel Salerson, for stitching this together and getting it published out there. And we hope to talk to you very soon here on Jacksonville's Retirement Coach.
Investment advisory services offered through Coil Capital LLC, a registered investment advisor. Wolf Retirement Navigation LLC and Coil Capital LLC are not affiliated. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal. No investment strategy can guarantee a profit or protect against loss in periods of declining values. Opinions expressed are subject to change without notice and are not intended as investment advice or to predict future performance. Past performance does not guarantee future results. Consult your financial professional before making any investment decision. This information is designed to provide general information on the subjects covered. It is not, however, intended to provide specific legal or tax advice and cannot be used to avoid tax penalties or to promote, market, or recommend any tax plan or arrangement. Please note that Wolf Retirement Navigation LLC and its affiliates do not give legal or tax advice. You are encouraged to consult your tax advisor or attorney. Annuity guarantees rely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurer. Any references to protection or benefits or lifetime income generally refer to fixed insurance products. They do not refer in any way to securities or investment advisory products or services. Fixed insurance and annuity product guarantees are subject to the claims paying ability of the issuing company and not offered by Coil Capital LLC. Florida Insurance License Number W016816.